So yeah, first of all, this is not financial advice, just entertainment purpose only. So today, I want to just kind of talk about what happened today, because Adam Aaron, he filed share offering. It was something about 30 million or something. Was it 50 or 30? I mean, there's times that it was way more. It was 50. So I want to, before I jump into TA, I want to talk about this one before I move to TA. And then I'm not saying that this might be, working this time, but I'm just saying that this is some sort of evidence that I can kind of provide to share that AMC, did happen to dilute before squeeze in 2020 and 2021, and then maybe some of the people who might not know this, and then I just want to share this one. So let's talk about what happened here. So this is the filing from 2020, November 2nd. AMC filed this dilution 20 million, and that happened November 2nd, 2020. And you know what happened in 2021, January, right? And this is another dilution with a B rally. I think Bed Bath Beyond shareholders might be familiar with this B rally company, but yeah, they did a file with B rally and Goldman Sachs. I think this time they also filed with the Goldman Sachs too, right? So, but there you go. So yeah, I mean today like 50 million, like to me it's not like, I mean it's quite a lot, but still like there's times like way more, right? This is 175 million. So so this happened in December 11th, right? 2020. And as you know, what happened next month, right? So and then I know there's people might say like, hey, what about the dilution last year? What about this thing? This and that. Yeah. But I think we want to also take a look at this as a, are we in a bull cycle? Are we right before rally? Are we, where are we exactly right now? I think that's the first thing we want to ask before we get a little emotional about what's going on. So that's just kind of how I see it. So and then I know the fact that there's a dilution happened, I think a couple times or 3 times last year or year before, something like that, maybe last year. And then that also drive the stock price, tank, right? Like it just kept tanking. So and then after a conversion, right? So and then I think there might be some of the frustration because of what happened before, but I think at that time, maybe I can kind of use the this whole what happened before. Maybe I'll show you a bigger picture here. So so this is AMC, right? So I mean this is a little messy, so but I'll just kind of walk you guys through the bigger picture here, what I see here. So let me just bring this one a little bit. Maybe hold on 1 second. Maybe I'll keep this one yellow box. Yeah, maybe there you go. Maybe that's easier to see. So I'll bring this one a little bit lower here. All right. So I want to, yeah, like I think there's multiple times, 2 or 3 times that dilution happened last year. And then people might ask, why AMC didn't, run that time. If I say, dilution helps the short, illegal naked short sellers to cover their short positions with the diluted stock, right? And then I kind of wanted to talk about with, I think, the market cycle overall, right? So I think it depends with the market cycle. So when you take a look at what happened here, I'll just close my face. So when you take a look at what happened here, this is 2017 March, Feb, and then that entered the first bear cycle, right? So it started tanking, and then this happened throughout about 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years of bear cycle, and then when you look at it, when you look at what happened 2021, I do know that I think the real bear cycle starts November 2021, right there. So that's the bear cycle. And there was a Russia-Ukraine war started, and then whole this thing happened. And I know there's a some sort of like a rally here, but I think it's just a bear cycle rally. It hits it happens sometimes. Um, so we went through all this stuff, and which what happened here as well. And then we saw this one as well. We saw a huge stock driving down after ape conversion, but it's very similar looking as what happened here in 2020 February, and they tank it down even more, which is kind of insane. But just the fact that they're kind of mimicking similar cycle, but they're just really I think using a AMC and maybe they just use AMC use as a collateral to short other meme basket stocks such as GameStop or AMC, not AMC, but also like COS and things like that. They're just really yeah, it's I don't know, it's pretty bad. I know it's pretty bad, but they did a multiple dilutions here, and they hit the bottom, and then we start to have this kind of upside, right? So when you draw a line here, it starts to moving up, right? From the bottom, and we never go down here. It's really tracking very nicely here, which tells me that I think we are now entering this tough sort of at the end of our accumulation phase, and we are kind of entering a new bull cycle. And then when the new bull cycle kicks in, that's when November, December, that's when Adam Aaron did a dilution twice, and which bring the price down, but it doesn't go down all the way down here like crazy, but it kind of sustained the this level of price, which is about $11 at that time. And then once they hit the bottom, start to slightly roll back, and then squeeze happen, right? So I want to kind of zoom into that later on after this, but I just want to show you a little bigger picture to give you guys understanding, like, hey, like I think we gotta look at the cycle. We can just say like, hey, Adam Aaron kill this squeeze. I think so. I think yesterday I did a quick live stream, and then I did mention that I want to see a couple more days, right? I want to see a couple more days just to kind of see the confirmation whether they want to run this thing in end of December, or they want to run this thing end of January, which is a repeat of a 2021 January cycle. And then today gives me a confirmation that this will be they're making a bigger run here for end of January. I'm not saying this is correct. I might be wrong too, but just the fact that I was kind of looking at those two pictures, two bigger pictures, which is, are we gonna have a run in December or end of December? Are we gonna have in January? Just to have that in mind, and then looking at the speed of algo, looking at the cycle, looking at how GameStop is kind of forming, looking at how AMC is forming, I came to the conclusion, in my opinion, that I think we could see another repeat of a Gen squeeze. But I might be completely wrong, right? So, but that's just kind of my opinion. So yeah, I think we're just kind of going through this huge accumulation phase. As you see, when you line all this thing here, from this bear cycle, maybe it's better to line up here. Oops. So yeah, so that's kind of what they're drawing. This is what they're drawing exactly. Also here, this time they're drawing really nicely from the bottom to here, and then if I copy and paste and then maybe do another lineup here, this in 2020 they just go this way, but you know what I mean. It's more like that. It's like that, right? So we're kind of going. We're I think at the end of the like 2020 December kind of cycle here maybe. But yeah, that's where I think where we at. And then even though there's a dilution, I think we're just kind of they're just kind of we're still in the we're trying to enter the bull cycle. I don't think we're gonna end up moving like this again, driving the price down. I think this is attached to GameStop. This is if GameStop blow up, AMC will blow up. I think also bigger, right? I don't know how big it's gonna be. But this when this thing happened, AMC there's a bigger run happen, it went up almost 1,000%, right? So, and the last run was about like 300% or 400%. So, but I think, and then when you look at DJT as well, I think they're making a bigger run here. They're making a sort of a bigger like a squeeze. Every time they did so this is what happened to DJT. When you look at this small run, next one big run, and now they're preparing another big one here. So I don't know how big it's gonna blow up, but something is cooking here, right? So they're just repeating same cycle. They're repeating the same cycle, and then yeah, I think they're just yeah, it's like it's control squeeze. It's control demolition. They wanna squeeze the shorts. Now DJT's I think he's going to become a president next month, right? So he officially, so something's gonna happen here. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. And he doesn't like short sellers. He definitely the CEO of DJT drop a lot of sensitive things about naked shorts, naked short sellers. He wanna maybe hire FBI. I don't know. He wanna hire a DOJ. There's a new guy now named what's his name? Cash Patel or something. Yeah, he's now a new director of DOJ, right? So I think there's gonna be a lot of the frauds in the security market, and then maybe he wanna kind of correct some of those things this time, and then whatever happens that happens. But I think the timing is definitely cooking here. Something is cooking here definitely. Like they're looking for the right perfect timing to really just smash the short sellers and the break the algo. But I think we're on track. So now, since I show you guys the bigger picture of what I see here in AMC, we are not getting diluted here, in this, at the end of this early stage of accumulations or bear cycle. We are actually in the stage of the right before the bull cycle kicks in. And then I don't know how long bull cycle is, but as you see, the bear cycle tends to be way longer than this bull cycle. You see that? So we have a bear cycle, accumulation phase, and a bull cycle. And this bull cycle is really short. It's only 133 days in that. And when you compare to bear cycle is like 100, almost 15, like 100, almost 200 days. So 1,150 days. So it's like way longer. It's just 10 times longer than bull cycle. So it's really hard to, when you think about this, when you think about this as a cycle, like, and then invest in stock, it's really difficult to if you don't understand the cycle, it's really difficult, because every time you buy the stock will tank, like, except for that bull cycle. And then you might think that, oh yeah, I made a lot of money in 2020. I mean, everyone makes a lot of money. Even grandma makes a lot of money, right? Even your dog or your cat might make a lot of money, right? If you're that human. So but so in bull cycle, everyone makes money, but especially this, bear cycle, it's really tough to kind of go through that stage, because it's it's just part of the cycle, and we don't know how much they're gonna tank, right? So yeah, that's kind of AMC. So we are not, I'm saying we are not in the bear cycle area. We are in the right before bull cycle kicks in. So so let's dive into much more close-up version of AMC. So before I start streaming, I kind of prepare here so that I can just talk about it right away. So on the right side, this is 2021. So I think, as I mentioned before, I was tracking costs and stuff, because there's a certain algo fractal that are very similar to cost July. There was a run in July and cost. So I was tracking that, but it doesn't seem like it's tracking that one. I don't know. So and then I don't want to just have a fixed mindset where, like, okay, this is tracking costs, only. I want to have a a little bit of a open to other factors where, like, AMC, the market makers might have used, right? So I was comparing. There's a couple scenarios I was looking at, which was first one was July costs, and then the second one was 2021 January. And then when I look at this whole picture, it seems like they're making a bigger squeeze here, like what I show you from DJT. DJT had a run before. Now they're making a bigger run here. Every time when there's a run, there's another run cycle happens. After like 5 to 6 months later, the next phase of the run is much more bigger. Much more amplified. So, and I think that because GameStop AMC had a nice run in May, it went about, I think, 300 to 400%, something like that. But then after that, there was a huge accumulation. There was there's a downside, and there's a some dilution happened, share offering, whatever. But I think they're doing that in order to also do their own thing. Let's say maybe acquisitions or merger or whatever. Spending money on investing other stocks and stuff like that, or companies. But they want to do that in order to create a bigger run, right? That's how I think. I'm not saying that's correct. That's how I think. So let's take a look at what happened here. So on the right side is 2021. As I mentioned before, after the whole accumulation happened, and then the AMC did a dilution in December and November, and they hit the bottom in January 5th. And they start to, moving up, right? Making higher low, like that. And then, drop, but still it's, the bottoms are, making, higher low, right? So bottoms are moving up nicely. And what happened was, you start to like push upside, right? You break this line here, right? So, I think yesterday, as you guys know, the Roaring Kitty tweet happened, and a lot of hypes happened. People expecting maybe, yeah, there's a run here, and then Adam Aaron just, dropped the dilution today, and then he kind of killed the momentum, right? But I was actually expecting that. No, like, I'm not saying like they need to kill this momentum, but I'm saying that, like I mentioned, I want to see what's gonna happen next 2 days. Yesterday when I was doing live streaming, I want to see what happened. I want to see what's their move, right? You know what I mean? Like, do they wanna suppress a little bit? I want to see what market makers wants to do. Because do they want to run this thing in December? The question is that, right? The bigger question is, do they want to run this by end of December, or do they want to run this by end of January? That's my two questions in my head. And then if they want to run this in January, they have to suppress it. And I saw that today, and that was my confirmation. Okay, they want to run this in this January, by end of January, in my opinion, unless they want to suppress again. So today's price action gives me a confirmation that they need more time, and then with the AMC diluted shares, they need to cover their short positions. What happened to what happened to in December in 2020? What happened to 2020 November, right? And also what happened in April? There was also dilution happened, 40 million. And what happened after that? Run start happened, right? A month after that. There's a very interesting fact, right? So there was another run in end of May to early June in AMC in 2021. There was a dilution. So when you factor those things, when you think about that, it's you kind of see like, oh, that's very interesting. Why there's a dilution happens and why stock price, shoot up. And I think, I could kind of think that, that's a way of short sellers, need a, because illegal naked short sellers, they're gonna, short the stock without the stock, without the cover their short positions or delivering the stock. They just gonna press the, keys, and they just illegally naked short, right? But they don't have, there's no stock to borrow, right? They cannot find it, they're maybe too lazy, or they just, overly done it, the short selling, naked short selling. So so maybe they're just lazy to find the shares. And then even 2020, the market Bori mentioned that brokers took way longer than expected, more than maybe 2 weeks or something. So he did point out that there's a heavily naked shorts in GameStop at that time, and then those squeeze happened. So because he wanted to share recall, right? He Market Bori wants to recall his shares in from GameStop, but it took 2 weeks or even more, which tells him that there's massive fraud going on, right? The security fraud, which is naked shorting. I think that's what happened here. So let's take a look at what happened here in terms of price action. So I do think that, because I was comparing not only just chart, but I was looking at the RSI as well. So on the right side, that's 2021. So like I mentioned, the bottoms are kind of moving up, even though there was a ups and down. The point is, if the bottoms are moving up, right, before this before moving on to the B phase, and I look at this, and then I thought it's a little different than it looks a little bit different than 2021. It's a little messy, ups and down, but the most important thing I mentioned is the if the bottoms are moving up, right, what's happening here, you see the bottoms are moving up, although the stock price go ups and down. I think that's the main key thing. What happened after that? The stock price start to push upside again, right? And then we saw there's a roaring kitty tweet, and then start to this thing happen, and then pull back, right? Which tells me I think we might be somewhere here. I'll just circle it, right? So we might be somewhere here or here. And then it's setting up so that, because AMC also did a gap up happen here. So let me let me change the candle here so that you can see what happened in 2021. They did a gap up here. So maybe this is easier for you guys to kind of see what happened here. So you see that, you see there's like a huge like a red candle. It went up and then crushed back. I think that's what happened here. It's very similar looking, or it might be somewhere here, trying to move up, but trying to suppress it here right before gap up. And then there's evidence where there you go. So this thing wanna also push, but they suppressed it with the dilution. Why? Did Adam Aaron wants to do that? Or does market maker or short seller want to do that? I don't know, but I think many AMC shareholders already knew or kind of suspect that Adam Aaron might be kind of connect to the short seller or market makers or something like that. And then that happened, but that doesn't mean that this will kill the momentum of squeeze. It's just that this kind of tells us. Tells us if this is going to squeeze early in December, or this will squeeze a little later in January, right? So no matter what, I think squeeze is going to happen, but I think they're just kind of making bigger. I mean, there's a bigger run here, so I think they're making a bigger run here. So that's why they need more time, they need more liquidity, they need to cover their short position, and they cannot find it, so they need liquidity. They need diluted shares so that they can cover their short positions. So that's how I see. So I think we might be somewhere here. Huge upside. Boom. Smash the red candle. Those kind of stuff happening here. I think that's what where we at. The other thing is next week, there's a GameStop earning, as you guys know. And then you might be wondering, how come Roaring Kitty tweet, and then how come we don't have any big push upside? And that's another question that I was asking myself yesterday. I want to see a couple more days. I want to see 1 or 2 more days, just to see if they want to run this thing earlier or faster. I want to see that. And today the price action tells me that okay, we are somewhere here. So we got the long signal up here. So this is I think I showed you before, but this is before May run happened, right? So I mentioned this one before, that before May run they create this accumulation, and then same kind of similar setup here, making a small triangle shape, same kind of concept. The bottoms are kind of elevated, bottoms are moving up, although the stock price is kind of go ups and down. I think that's the idea of what we want to look at. We have a huge accumulation here, which what happened here. Very similar setup, but this accumulation was very short. It took about how many days was it? This one was some sort of like 7 days. This one was 90 days. It took 10 times 10 or 8 times longer, right? Yeah, almost 10 times, right? More than 10 times, but roughly. So which means that they're making a bigger run here. And then when you take a look at this A phase now, so after this huge accumulation, we are moving on to A phase, in terms of the algo and fractal. So now we are moving into this green box here. I think that's where we at. From the bottom to the top, it went up 20%. From bottom to the top, 50%. So that's about 2.5% bigger this time, which means when we try to calculate the peak of the price when this thing squeeze, I'm not saying this is gonna be a correct, but I'm just trying to roughly just want to see, so this went up about 500%, right? Or 600%. So if you let's say times 6, so they're making a squeeze here, about 1,000% squeeze, right? Something about that, right? From bottom. So 1,000%, if you add 1,000%, that's already $200. If you add 1,000, how much was it? 1,500. Yeah, if you go up 1,500, that's about 300%. Sorry, $300, right? So right now they're making a bigger, in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my opinion, just the fact that they're making a bigger bigger accumulations, taking way longer than May run. That tells me that they're making a bigger, they want to make a bigger move here, and market makers or short hedge funds, whoever shorting this thing, or whatever happened before with the big swap, they're preparing something here, right? So that tells me that the next run will be way bigger than May run, in my opinion. Even when you take a look at Bitcoin was running. It started to there was some sort of event happen, from South Korea, very interesting. Before that, it popped, tracking the fractal. Suddenly, the South Korean president, announced a martial law, whatever, so Bitcoin price tank, which is the same spot that Bitcoin supposed to drop. So I don't know. It's really weird. I don't want to, I don't want to, talks about the politics stuff related, because I'm not, I'm not really like political guy, but it's really just interesting. I just want to talk about that. It's really interesting how the things, kind of, time it perfectly, and then, they do that. But anyway, so it pop again and then start to, moving down, right? Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to come down, but they're just, I don't know why it pop again. Maybe they would just want to, bait more people to kind of get in before they tank the price, right? So that's kind of fractal that I'm tracking, and if this tracking perfectly, we might expect to see some sort of a a flushed out in from the crypto market, which is also from Bitcoin. So this will happen somewhere. This is around December 20th, December, end of December. So something's gonna happen here. So this tells me that it's either gonna be because of GameStop AMC run, or maybe Bed Bath Beyond, maybe new shares come out, or maybe equity come out, or something like that. There might be some pressure or some sort of events, I think, going to occur between December 19 to December 26. Something's gonna happen here, in my opinion. Even Doge is about to also fall, I think, in my opinion. It already hit the 3 top. And then I think it's just waiting for the timing to pull back. And then, yeah, it might be. I don't know how much it's gonna drop, but based on this fractal, usually, when the stock, I mean, crypto, like, it has a lot of volatility, so it might take like maybe 40%, almost 50%. Something's gonna happen here. Very similar spot as Bitcoin. Loopring as well. Loopring has been moving up quite a lot, which is nice, but it's also going into the free fall phase. Same spot as crypto. End of December. Yeah, so something's gonna happen. I don't know why. That's how I look at it. So I look at crypto market just to see the market cycle in overall. Just looking at overall picture in the market cycle. But yeah, something's gonna kick in. So I don't know if that will be due to the the short squeeze from the main basket stock, but we'll see. So that's kind of AMC. So what we can expect after this, right? What can we expect after this? I think the catalyst will come from GameStop, as always. Oops. I'm gonna just drop this one later. Okay, so so GameStop, when you take a look at the MACD here, I'll just zoom this one out. So just let's take a look at MACD for a second. So as I mentioned before, this is accumulation, and there's a way longer accumulation happen here. And then jump into the A phase, which I draw the green box here. It took 41 days to create this. It's taking it took about 7 days, or now 8 days now. Okay, let me just about 7 or 8 days, whatever. Yeah, to create this. And now this is 44 days or 42 days to create this. So it's taking way longer. Oops, 42 divided by 7. So it's taking 6 times longer than the end of April to create this algo, right? Which means they're making a bigger run here. They need more. They're accumulating. They're just doing something, and then you've probably seen a lot of big institutions are buying right now. That tells me that there's something's going to happen here. Now, when you look at MACD, I'm just gonna pick up the brush here, and then maybe it's easier to explain. So after the accumulation, hit the bottom, and they create this kind of triple. I don't know what you call it, but like some sort of crown face, like a crown shape. So hit the bottom, 1, 2, 3. It's way bigger looking, of course, because there's a way longer. It took way longer than this time, right? 42 days, 7 days, right? 7 days to create this, 42 days to create this. But the shape looks exactly the same. It looks like a crown, right? Pullback happened. Now it's a rollback up here, and then due to the I was expecting to drop a little more here, but because a Rowan Key tweet, it just start to shoot upside. So I don't think we're gonna see this. We're gonna start to moving up this way on the sideway, which what happened here. So now the MACD is here, MACD is right there, exactly, right? Right before this huge run. So I think I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not an insider, GameStop, so I have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. But something's gonna happen. Uh, GameStop earning, and this point out very interesting that the decision has to be made. So in terms of how the direction is gonna play out, the direction has to be made from the earning, and I think it's gonna be somewhat surprise. I don't know, somewhat surprising. Maybe they're gonna open about hey, we acquire companies. I'm not acquire company. Maybe we invest in companies. Let's say for example Lego. I think there's a lot of speculation where GameStop could have invested in Lego because Lego was dropping a lot of hints here and there in Twitter X. So maybe they said, oh yeah, we invest maybe 10% in Lego, and we made this much money from Lego, and then if you add to the GameStop earning whatever, I mean that will be the big surprise or something like that. So there might be some sort of things like that, or maybe something that we never really thought about. So there might be something. So the decision will be made. So market makers or some sort of fractals now moving on to this phase where like the decision has to be made, which is by Tuesday earning. And now we're just kind of going through this phase where like go ups and down, and then boom. So let's see what happened here, and then if we end up having a really nice earning or some sort of a surprise, we're gonna shoot up here to break this level of a $31 and move up to maybe 30 something, $5. Let's see how much it will go. So this will also gives me also another confirmation how much basically whatever the price is going. So we are going to now going in from A phase, this green box phase, to the B phase now, right, which is the blue box phase. So depending on how much the price will go here and then pull back, I think this will also gives me also idea to determine how much the pick will be. I can kind of sort of roughly calculate how much it will be based on this fractal that we had a run in May, right? So we'll see next Tuesday if how the GameStop direction will plays out here, and then maybe pull back by Thursday, Friday, and then because the let's say if this actually happened here, like this, you know what, I'm gonna close this now, so so if did actually happen like this, move up to almost $35 and then now pull back after that, and then maybe Friday or next Monday, I mean usually Friday they always pull back, and then maybe Monday gamma squeeze or stuff like that, but yeah, so let's see if that happens. So I do expect this type of thing maybe by Tuesday. So so let me just try to wrap this up. So they're gonna moving sideways until earning, and then from earning they're gonna make a decision. Something's gonna happen maybe here, bring this price, let's say if there's a surprise, shoot up to 35 or $36. We'll see how much it'll go, pull back by Friday, and then a week after that we have December OPEX. December 20 is OPEX. So by then they want to surprise the price. So but yeah, I think this will try to gamma squeeze here by December 20th. So we might end up here on Tuesday. So what we want to know is by December OPEX, we want to know how much the price will go. This will determine the squeeze phase, in my opinion. Let's say if this goes up to, let's say let's say $47, then this will shrink down a little bit, in order to, and then I could kind of determine how much the pick will be, right? So I think this phase next couple weeks before OPEX, which is December 20th, is extremely important for us. How much will go, and then that will kind of give us the indication, and then you can make a rough estimate how much this will go in squeeze phase, which is next phase, which is a C. I call it C phase now. I'm gonna change this one to different color so that you guys don't get confused. 1 second. I'll just change to purple here. I don't know if it's hard to see, but yeah, whatever color. I want to differentiate the color here anyway. So green box is A phase, which is where we at right before moving on to B phase. The B phase is blue box, and we want to see how much this will go. And this is right before OPEX. So this is December by Tuesday. Usually there's a like a gamma squeeze Monday to Tuesday. So this is 12 December 17. I'll just roughly just drop this date. So yeah, they're making a bigger run here. So and then we're gonna see a similar things. When there's a huge run here, and there was always a pullback, people will take profits. The algo or maybe short seller wanna take advantage of shorting here. So they're gonna drop it to this level, which is this level. But it will immediately come back down, create this another bull flag here. So we want to see that. So this is 17, and then they want to drop this price before OPEX, which is December 20th. It makes complete sense. So there you go. So this is a December OPEX. So this might be a Friday here, because if the price, let's say gamma squeeze happen after earning, if market maker cannot suppress the price, and then stay in this level. This will squeeze next week, right? Week after, and things like that. So they have to prevent that. The market mechanics, how things move. They don't wanna they need time, right? They need time. They're making a bigger run here. The big what I'm saying is the RC, Ryan Cohen, or Roaring Kitty, all those Q members, or whoever kind of involved in this long forces in the good side. They want to make this bigger run here than May, and they need and then also the short seller side, the market maker side, they need more time. They need liquidity. They need more time. They know the fact that I'm such an average investors. I'm just average guy. Already know what's going to happen. Kind of see what's going to happen. Doesn't mean that this will perfectly track this way, but you know what I mean, right? So the market maker already know what's going to happen, so they need more time. So I think that's why AMC, Aaron did a dilution, all that stuff, so they need some shares to cover their short positions, and they'll be like, what, we cannot run this thing in December. We need to, run this thing January, So yeah, it seems like that's things how it play out. Anyway, so so by December OPEX, I think they're gonna suppress this thing. On Monday, Tuesday, pop back up again, and the next OPEX is gonna be the January. When is the next OPEX? Let me just double check here. So 2020 OPEX calendar is let me just open the 2020 calendar. So 2025 option expiration date OPEX is January 17. So if the max pain is way above the by January 17 OPEX, I think it's gonna blow up, and I think January 17 is gonna be right there. So December OPEX, and then sideways, push upside, and then come down. So this will be so that's Jan 8th. This will be Jan OPEX in my opinion. This area, because they want to try to push the price down, right? Because they don't want to, have a huge impact of a short squeeze, right? So because this is now final area where things gonna blow up huge, right? So all those swap, all those, the illegal naked shorts, those guys are in trouble here, right? Those people who use the toxic derivatives to short the the meme basket stocks. I'm really curious about AMC. People talk shit about AMC. I made a lot of money from AMC before, with options and maybe run shares too, but also I lost money too. But still, I think people like AMC. Yeah, of course. When you compare fundamentally, when you look at when you look at that way with the fundamental. just fundamental stuff. Yeah, you cannot compare GameStop with GameStop, but when you look at just as a meme basket, when you look at just heavily shorted stock, when you look at that way, I think AMC has a huge potential to have a huge blow up, right? But anyway, so this is January OPEX. So this is January 17, right? I mentioned that. So that's January 17, right? So that's how I look at it, So December OPEX, before OPEX, earnings, something good earning happen, gamma squeeze, push the price down by December OPEX because they don't want to get short squeeze. So push the price down, ups and down, and then push upside. And of course they don't want to get big impact of short squeeze again. Push the price down before Jan OPEX. Something's gonna happen here. So this is where this is a May fractal, and then there's a reason why Roaring Kitty and other long forces such as RC, maybe some other forces that maybe we don't know, behind the scene, who has a lot of money, but there might be in the RC side, and controlling this stock price, fighting against the short sellers or the market makers. So there's something going on. So something's gonna happen here, right? This is Jan OPEX, push the stock price down, but something's gonna drop here to create a huge gap up and then move on to final phase of the squeeze phase. And then I don't know how much this will go, right? I'm not saying this will go like this much, but I want you to just look at this as a just some sort of like a direction, right? Like we're not gonna hit this all a price. I don't know, so as I see how much this will go by next earning, if in moving this directions, and and then that will kind of gives me a better indication. It helps me also how much this will go, right? So let's see. I'm gonna kind of adjust adjust this fractal based on the stock price, so we'll see, right? So but what I'm trying to say is when they go to a Jan OPEX and there's something's gonna happen here, either arcade tweet, either RC tweet, something's gonna happen. I have no fucking idea. I'm not inside it, right? Something's gonna happen, blow up, final squeeze, right? And then that's the end of January. We what happened before in January 27th in 2021. So we might see something similar happen unless they did a dilution here, unless they drop another dilution, they drop another something. But I highly doubt that they're gonna file another dilution or share offering while this is making a big run here. And I completely I mean, yeah, I highly doubt it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna come from GameStop side at least. But yeah, something's gonna happen. So if you know any information, what's going to happen, I know there's a lot of tinfoil people here that might be watching this, or if you can share or send me a message or whatever. If you know what's going to happen here after January OPEX, create a gap up phase. If there's any RK video made a hint about what happened in January OPEX, January 17 or January 18, or January after OPEX is January. So I want to know what happened January 19 or 17. Oh, sorry, January 19 or 20. I want to know. So if you know, just let me know, okay? Something's gonna happen here. This is a Jan gap up phase. Something happens. Something will happen. I have no idea, but something will happen. I'll just write it down here. So if you guys know any something's gonna happen, just let me know, because I have no clue. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much it, guys. So let's kind of continue to track. This is really important. Important. What am I talking about? This is already 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm a little bit drowsy, but yeah, that's kind of what I kind of conclude my analysis today, based on today's price action. And then yeah, if you guys had any further information that I should know, or anything any tinfoil that might help add any tinfoil, yeah, if I could put any inputs here and then tweak some stuff if there's any necessary. things I should be aware of, yeah, feel free to send me a message. I know there's a bunch of message coming out after I stream, but yeah, just send me just send me some things. I mean, like there's some spam message. Like there are people who like, oh yeah, invest in this crypto market or crypto stocks or crypto things, or oh let's yeah, do something together, NFT project or some sort of like I'm getting those messages too, and I'm trying to avoid those kind of stuff. I don't want to get scammed. So just when you send me a message, just to yeah, just be sincere about what your intention is, and then I'll get back to you on that one. Yeah, because there's a bunch of people that try to, there's the Haktua girl. She did she did like she rug pull, a lot of investors, retails, I mean, so I don't want to get involved in any of those kind of situations. So I'm trying to be really careful with what's going on, those kind of stuff. As I do more stream, there are more people kind of messaging me. So, but anyway, so yeah, let's hope that GameStop earning is gonna be, turns out something's gonna, maybe they bring something surprising. I don't know. And then if the GameStop move, AMC move, right? So AMC is also in that kind of area where like they need a direction. So by Tuesday or Wednesday, this is the phase where like AMC gap up and then run here. So if GameStop have a good earning, I think AMC also have a AMC will run too, right? So yeah, let's see how it plays out. I think next week is a really important week for AMC and GameStop people. So it's yeah, we need to see this phase. We need to see this now before December OPEX. So I'm gonna put this one as well. So I'll just write the date. This is December 18. December OPEX is 20th. So they're gonna drop it here. Oops. Oh shit. Okay, there you go. So 18 pullback, ups and down, and then heading into January here. We'll still, I think, still have a, still, I think some people might be like, yeah, I'm afraid of getting into it, because there's too much volatility. That's completely fine. But I think this will be a good confirmation we want to see. If we see this type of thing here, like this push, that's like a good confirmation, like this thing's gonna blow up like big. But the question is how big is gonna blow up is the question, right? And then if we want to see that, right? We want to see that by before December OPEX, December 20th, and then depending on how much this go, will determine the peak of the squeeze phase, right? So let's see. So yeah, let's see if AMC will hit $7 range, 760 or whatever. Let's see how much you'll push as GameStop push next week, if that does. And I do expect that will happen. And then a pullback happened by Jan 8th. So let's write it down, just roughly, just to kind of estimate. And they're gonna create this kind of bull flag triangle formation, as what GameStop will also create this one as well. Same date here, January 8th. Yeah, it's perfect. I think I might be a market maker. I'm just joking. So yeah, Jan 8th, final pick, sorry, not final. The tip of the triangle formation will be, I think, happening January 8th, Wednesday. Same thing, January 8th, 9th, sorry, January 8th. Yeah, somewhere there. So very similar now, right? So yeah, next week is really pretty important for us. Next 2 weeks, yeah. Give us directions, and hopefully if this plays out, then most likely yeah, they're creating a bigger run here. And then yeah, and then after that breakout, which will happen here by January OPEX, and AMC January OPEX right there. I think January also AMC will push more here, maybe. So that's something that we want to see. That January OPEX is here. Hold on, where is this January OPEX? Okay, here. January OPEX 17. That's important. And then final squeeze. And I just also mentioned that I just want to talk about this is not a, you know, like people, a lot of people ask, like, you know, what's the price target? You know, I have no fucking idea, so don't ask me price target. I just track fractal based on what happened here, you know, like what happened currently, and then whatever happened next 2 weeks before or December OPEX, December 20th, before that, will determine the pick of the price. You know, I can adjust the fractal here. So let's say next 2 weeks before December OPEX, if let's say AMC run up to 750, yeah, it's more likely that maybe this will go this much, right? There's a gap here at $39, so, you know, maybe this time we might feel that, right? Who knows? There's a gap right there, $88. Maybe this time they're gonna feel that one, right? In, you know, maybe January, who knows? So something's gonna happen here, guys. So just hang tight. I know people might, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, are very strong, and then they'll be like, yeah, I'll buy, you know, more shares, but yeah, it's been really tough because there's, you know, too much volatility in this stock market, especially this bean basket stock. And then but yeah, I think we're entering a very nice big move soon. So yeah, let's watch out next 2 weeks, and I'm gonna continue to follow up with you guys and update you guys how things gonna move. So yeah, let's see how it happens, and then yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. So yeah, thanks for all of you stopping by at this Friday night. Have a nice good weekend. Stay safe. I know there's eastern people who live in the eastern side of you know, Canada or US. It has been snowing, so just watch out, the safe drive, watch out the road. It's a little slippery here where I live. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you guys next time, and then yeah, have a good weekend. Thank you.